Hello, I'm Robert Hall, partner at Flynn Williams Riley. I'm here in my Campbell office, and I'm about to give you a very short presentation on a subject that dear to my heart, which is vendor contracts and their relation to maintenance of common interest developments. I've had a lot of experience in this area because I've been practicing law for over 25 years as a construction defect attorney and construction law attorney, and over the years I've gotten a pretty good sense of how buildings should be built and maintained through the various matters I've handled. What I'm going to talk about is a form maintenance agreement that could be presented as a best practice for a manager at the next board meeting if you haven't done so already. It's the idea of a simply form agreement that will help you preserve the property and the board discharge their duties. As we know, the board and the association and the manager don't do the actual work, the contractor does. So when the manager is in a position to present a maintenance proposal to its board members at its next regularly scheduled meeting, an agenda item could be the idea of getting a form agreement put together. A form agreement, I'd like to start off understanding why it's important in relation to the idea of what is anything other than a form agreement. It's basically a handshake. A handshake is all you get when you have nothing other than a contract. A purchase order or an invoice are, to me as a lawyer, nothing better than a handshake. Handshake agreements work well because they're based on trust. But without trust, or with possibly today in this world of higher risk, it's something to consider would be a form maintenance agreement. So when a lawyer talks about a contract, what is a contract? A contract is supposed to record the terms of the agreement, allocate risk between the contractor and the association, but provide primarily a level of predictability for any events that may happen in the future, such as if the contractor doesn't perform properly, or is delayed, or he doesn't provide insurance. What happens? The contract gives the parties a sense of control over the situation. So when we talk about form agreements then, I just have two more things to add. And they are, first, consider the use of an industry form, especially if a contractor has a form agreement he uses that he wants you to sign, like AIA, or if not, a form agreement that a lawyer experienced in this area could provide for a small fee. What I'm talking about here is an ounce of prevention helps a lot later on. Second issue is what kind of agreement is it? And this is only a pricing element. Is it time and materials, or is it going to be something that is a fixed fee? And now I'm just going to list the rest of the issues to illustrate all the issues that come into any agreement. Other than just the parties to the agreement, contractor performs work for association, those are the parties to the agreement, and the price and what the contractor is going to do. I'm now listing the other issues that should possibly be considered in a form agreement. But how do we deal with delay? How are we going to deal with permits? How are we going to deal with extra work or change orders? What are the insurance requirements? What happens if the contractor doesn't finish his work right? What happens if somebody gets hurt, or issues associated with indemnity? Hopefully it won't happen, but if there is a problem and we want to arbitrate or proceed to some kind of claim, is there an arbitration provision, and is there an attorney's fee provision? Also, of course, you'd like to terminate the contractor for convenience. And lastly, if the contractor doesn't pay his contractors on time or the subs, we may have lien issues, and those should be dealt with too. So, in summary, you can see there's a possibility of a number of issues that arise in a maintenance contract, even though it's maintenance. And maintenance is one of the more important elements of what a board of directors' responsibilities are for an association. I'm simply suggesting as a best practice that a form maintenance agreement be something that be recommended, and for a small fee, a lawyer experienced in this area can provide you that type of form agreement that can be used for any vendor agreement and changed to tailor the specific needs. If you have any other questions, you can ask any other questions you'd like. Look me up on my LinkedIn profile and I'll be happy to assist you. Thank you.